Hello, friends. Welcome to Nripa's talk show today as well. So I have a very special guest, Asish Dutta. He's an CEO and CFO in Congruent Infotech, based out of Chennai. He has almost 30 years of industry experience, and basically he's an leadership coach along with his professional responsibility, which is well-known leadership that I also personally have undergone some leadership training and got benefited. So primarily, he has empowered a lot of professionals to excel in his career through his leadership tips. Today, I'm very glad that Asish Dutta sir has accepted my invitations and ready to share his experience from the job search point of view. Welcome, Asish Dutta sir, and to my talk show.
Thank you, Nripa, for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here again with you.
Thank you. So I think we have also spoken, right, last time, but today I'm very much focused on the job seekers part, right? In our society, a lot of youth are struggling to find the job and struggling to move in the right direction. So I thought, let me connect with you and take some knowledge and experience which will help full our job seekers. So coming so on that note, probably, sir, do you want to share what skills are required to get the jobs in general as a whole? What do you think?
Yeah, obviously your education qualification is very important. That's the first step.
Right.
No longer there is scope for mediocre performance. Because if you understand the market, it's very competitive. Every day, companies like us get lakhs of resumes. So
Right.
how the very first thing is we have to go through the resumes quickly and first sort out. Whether you're
Right.
good, bad comes later. So your
Right.
first sorting will happen with what is on paper. That's the first sorting. What will be
Exactly.
first short? Your qualification. Your
Right.
what marks and proficiency you have got.
Right.
You have to do very well all through. It
Right.
is not now. It is not about I get it. There's nothing called a final. You have different semesters. Consistently, you have to perform very well. That is very
Right.
important because
Yeah.
you now look at AI is important. People are using AI to sort out, right? Whom they will sort
Yeah.
out? People who have good marks. So
Exactly. Yeah.
consistent academic excellence all through the year is the topmost priority.
Yeah.
But now, I'm now talking about
Yeah.
what will be, I'll first be scanning to qualify interview. That's my first point I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Generally now an automated process or somebody in HR will be doing it. So first is your marks. Is
Yeah.
that person consistently doing?
Yeah.
The second important point that comes about here is today people, if you look at any person today, when we look at it is their all-round performance.
Yeah.
I am a bookworm. I am doing excellent.
Yeah.
Is only one part. The
Exactly.
second part, and I'll take reference to what I saw when I was looking at the class 10 marks of my son long time back, and I was very impressed. They talked about his performance in terms of being the school captain.
Yeah.
Talked about his participation in debates.
Yeah.
Talked about his participation in projects.
Yeah.
Talked about his participation in inter-school competition.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of skills they run, a lot of things they do. What has been the performance? They cover everything.
Yeah.
It is very important for everybody to also participate. Just bookworm will not be enough. And if you try to relate this to in an organization context, there are a lot of people who are great technical developers. I'm talking of IT because I come from an IT world. But they're not getting recognized because nobody knows they're even working. That's why your visibility comes. So your visibility comes in participating in school competitions, participating in debates, participating in different other forums, wherever you can. These are very important. Your resume, what we look for is, oh, this guy has a lot of these skills because that is a part of your soft skills. That part, it can mingle with teams. He has participated, he is not a bookworm, because we don't like bookworms.
Yeah.
I would strongly recommend everybody to strategize all this into their resume, which means they have to actually do and plan it. Don't just do in your book, your what do you call, I think, extracurricular activities. You must do all that. And that
Yeah.
gives you the advantage of being able to be selected for the interview.
Yeah.
That is the first step, I would say.
Yeah.
This is as far as the preparation in your resume, which goes for the interview. Obviously, the name of the institute matters, where you
Yeah.
come from. So you must always
Yeah.
try to get into known institutes, very important.
Yeah.
Like I come from St. Xavier's School, or I've been to St. Xavier's College. At least the
Yeah.
name will resonate. So
Yeah.
you have to strive to get into a good institution who is well known. You have to strive
Yeah.
to do well and do extracurricular, and then build your resume through a proper resume builder. Try to highlight.
Yeah.
A lot of people write so many things in their resume, you get lost what they're writing. One page
Exactly.
resume, there are so many facilities. So that is the part one has to do
Yeah.
before coming to interview.
Yeah.
Now, when you come to interview or when you join the industry, the first thing is your mindset.
Yeah.
What is the mindset with which you are coming to the industry?
Yeah.
And that mindset must relate to who the industry is looking for.
Exactly.
This is very important. Your mindset and what, because you have a mindset, but that should be the mindset the industry is looking for. This is very important to note.
Yeah.
I may have my own views and mindset, doesn't matter. That's the mindset. So what
Yeah.
is today the industry looking for? Even in the future, there'll be
Yeah.
one thing that we look for at every stage of a
Yeah.
candidate.
Yeah.
Is the candidate a problem solver? Can that problem solve problems for me? Who
Correct.
cares how much theory knowledge you have? But if you cannot
Exactly.
implement to solve problems for me,
Yeah.
I want to. So that mindset is, I should be a problem solver.
Yeah.
I should be a problem solver.
Yeah.
So when my mind is of a problem solver, I must strategize myself. Okay, what are the problems the industry is facing today?
True.
In whichever industry you want to join. So you must do a lot of research. Now you have
Yeah.
Chat GPT, now you have Bard. You have so many ways to do, right? To do research. Say you want to join the industry of architects, or you want to join the chartered accountants fraternity, or you want to join
Yeah.
IT. Find out which are the problems they have
Yeah.
and try to work out your skills, what you would need, because which are the skills? Because for me, it's IT. I know what it is. I can give
Yeah.
you some standard ones, which I will tell
Yeah.
you, of course. But in
Yeah.
general, you must find out what are the problems we're facing and how
Yeah.
you can contribute to the organization in that way. That is very
Yeah.
important. A lot of
Yeah.
times,
So yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
So what essentially, basically, my ask was what skills are required to get the IT jobs. What you are saying is, of course, the academic career performance consistently is very important, and on top of that, the mindset is very important, and extracurricular
Very
engagement,
important.
so that he can groom himself on all the leadership skills that required to get the job in today's market. That is what your point, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. No, thank you, sir. So let's move to the next one, probably. Right. What I can see here, today's interview is not only just a technical, right? About basically soft skill is equally important, and you also touch upon some of the things at the beginning, right? Mindset and so on. But more importantly, also there are genuinely I have seen some of the interview. The technical is one aspect, but they also want to understand the teamwork, communications, collaborations, attitude, and so on. There is a genuine effort from the HR to evaluate all these aspects. So do you kindly outline the importance of these skills and how can they develop all these soft skills that I referred here?
I have seen so many candidates who,
Yeah,
obviously, the first is the technical round when you are joining.
exactly.
They do,
Exactly.
they do brilliant. They get almost full marks, extremely brilliant. But they fail miserably when it comes to the HR round of interviews. Why they fail miserably is that they cannot communicate.
Exactly.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
The skill, the art of communication is very, very important.
Yeah.
Now, when I talk of communication, I am not talking about your flair of English or how much grammar and all you speak. That is good, but that is not all. What you need to keep in mind, anybody, I'll give 3 thumb rules you must keep in mind when you're communicating. One,
Yeah.
communication, what you speak is for others, not for yourself.
Very true.
When you
Yeah.
speak for others, why
Yeah.
should an HR or me listen to you? Why should I listen?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I listen to you, if there are 3 conditions met. First is, are you solving any problem of mine? Then only I'm interested to listen to you.
True.
Secondly, are you
Yeah.
giving some information which will help me in the long run?
Yeah.
And third
Yeah.
is, you're addressing any concern of mine. You're trying to solve it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is one part of it, why people will listen to you.
True.
But a lot of times where I have seen, that is one part. The other part is, even before I listen to you, Nripa, or Nripa wants, okay, why should I listen to Ashish?
Mm.
Whom will I listen to? If you think about it very deeply, you will listen to people whom you like. Correct?
True. Exactly.
If you meet a stranger, even if they talk in those 3 terms, will you believe that person?
Yeah.
Believe.
Because
So,
it solved my problems, right?
so in the work, work
Because it solved our problems. Yeah. Yeah.
communication, the other sphere, what I talk about is you have good relationship with people. Now, when I'm coming
Mm.
for interview, I have not built relationship, right? I can
Yeah.
talk in terms of communication, but that's where how you positively show your body language, your expressions, your eagerness. I'm
Mm.
speaking like the yeah, but I'm talking to you. Will you listen to me?
No.
So
Yeah.
your body language is very important as a skill. You must learn that.
Yeah.
Body language is expressions, voice, and moral tone. That part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Along with communicating, keeping these 3 aspects. Because the
Yeah.
organization, when somebody joins from me, I will ask him, what can you do
Mm.
for me?
True.
So, which means you have to do thorough research of the company, find out the
Yeah.
problem that the industry is facing, how you can help, how you can contribute to the growth of the organization. And I'll tell you a very classic example.
Yeah.
Normally, after the interview, we ask, okay, do you have any questions?
True.
So somebody asked me, what are my career prospects in your organization? I was asked.
True.
So my answer to that was, you tell me. So that person was
Exactly.
talking, you tell me means, yeah, you have to tell me. I may not have any career opportunity for you, but if you're so brilliant that I don't want to lose you, then I have to give you a career. Agreed?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have great career opportunities here, but you are a rank bad performer. I won't keep you, right?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So whenever you're talking, those 3 points I told you, no, talk from what you can do for the organization on these 3 ways, and then in your body language and expression, along with your resume, what you've done. I think this will
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. It was extremely useful. Yeah. So basically, the communications which empowers others, solve problems, and the 3 points that you importantly said. But how can that individual can develop that? That is the point, right? That is not a kind of one day effort, of course, but then overall, any kind of strategy that you want to throw around that.
It is start early. Start early.
Mm.
I realized all this after I had completed 12 years in the industry. That means I had already passed the half stage of my life. So I suffered a lot.
Exactly.
That is where it is very important to do a lot of soft skill training and mentorship from beginning. There's so much material today. Have your
Very true.
mindset up to know that this is what the industry requires and start preparing and practicing on a day-to-day basis, everything. It is all about being self-awareness and practice. And start early.
Yes.
If your
Yeah.
mindset should be that I have to solve problems, for that, what skills I need? I need communication skills. I need to
Yeah.
build relationships. I need to have good body language. So I'm aware,
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of training. I'm going through that process and building myself, starting early and practicing. That's the only way. I lost 10 years of my active job life.
Yeah. I want to share one thing, sir. Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. And according to me, to this stage, what I feel you, sir, ki that soft skill training is more important than technical training. Why I will share you? Because when I have gone the training with you, all basically undercard leadership, right? It completely changed the perspective, how you look at the other colleagues. You look at the other colleagues, not competitor. You look at the other colleagues, if you have a better soft skill and better mindset as a milestone for career growth. How you look at the industry, how you think that what are the different stages of grooming the teams, right? So those skills basically give a more and more confidence, and that confidence is essentially help to learn some of the technical skill or whatever skill that required. But what I realize is soft skill is a one who is build overall attitude, and if attitude is good, I think career journey is very fast. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely true. Attitude is very important in this regard. And it does no competition. Everybody is their own self. You do your own,
Exactly.
do your well, and have the right positive attitude, you will definitely succeed. There's no need of competing with anybody for that matter. There are enough opportunities for good people.
Exactly. And then the conflict management, for example, right? Either as a job seeker or even after you get the job, that is bound to happen. But how we can overcome that is softly
Yeah.
is another.
Conflicts are obvious. It always happen because there's a disagreement between people, and there are a lot of each person has their own thought process. So first mindset change, it is inevitable. One. The
Yeah.
biggest problem in conflict management is your emotion. When there's a conflict, you lose a hold of your emotions. You just blame others. You say others are to blame. Why they are doing this? Why it is this? So self-control over your emotions and feelings is something very. Otherwise, you can't manage conflicts. That is very important. Once
Yeah.
you have control over yourself,
Yeah.
then your mind is clear to think, okay, could I be wrong? What is that the other person is trying to say? Understanding the other person's point of view, understanding what you are rationalize process rationally, and then try to find a common ground of solution. So that is
Yeah.
important, where you understand the other person's point of view, you understand your point of view, and think what is best for the organization. It is not about what you think and others think. That
Yeah.
is the key point. So if you are, the first thing is, if you have to give a structured process, the first thing is, I have a disagreement with you.
Yeah.
Can you live with that disagreement? Is it really worth wasting time on that? A lot of time, 80% of my problems, I don't even waste time. Yeah, it's a disagreement. I have a point of view, you have a point of view. That's all. It
But
is not affecting me, or it's a big thing to really solve, because that is one. That is one aspect of a disagreement. So go ahead, whatever the other person is in, just accept it. I do that. Okay, let's try it. If it doesn't work, we will see. Why we have to insist? Because we are not sure. That is very important to understand, that which are the conflicts are real conflicts.
yeah.
I have a code review problem with you, or I have a design issue with you. So it's not a conflict, it's a disagreement. Okay, we will go ahead with what the other person is saying. And if it doesn't work, we'll work together. So that's not a big deal. So
Exactly.
understand a real conflict where you want to get involved. That's step
Yeah.
one. In step two, you have to do thorough preparation. Okay, I want to get involved. I want to get that. Conflict is what? You want to persuade the other person to your point of view, correct?
Yeah.
Prepare yourself. What do you want to achieve? What is your bottom line? What do you want to achieve? What are the objections the other person will come? For that, you need a skill of understanding people, right? You need that
Yeah.
skill. You understand. So you're thoroughly prepared. Your confidence will go up. Then step
Exactly.
three is to talk to the other person to tell, okay, I have a point of view, you have a point of view. Let's understand each other's point of view. We don't have to come to a solution right away. So there's equal partnership, equal content. So you understand very clearly what the other person wants to say, and you also try to explain what is your point of view. That is the third step. And there, what
Yeah.
you need, assertive communication, respectfully assertive communication. You need good listening skill. A lot of time we don't listen and show empathy.
Exactly.
That once that is done, you are trying to find a common ground. In the fourth stage, you collaborate. Okay, these are common ground, because once you have addressed the concerns of the other person, the other, and you have shown that both viewpoints are important, the other person will be open to discuss with you and work out a collaborative solution, which is that common ground. That is the step 4. But for that,
Yeah.
what are the skills you need? Control over your emotions. You must start early. You must practice it. Start early.
Yeah.
Communication, assertive communication. Relationship
Yeah.
building with people. If I have an excellent relationship with Nripa, our conflicts can be easily solved because we know each other. We understand each other. Listening
Exactly.
skills.
Yeah.
Understanding each other. Empathy.
Yeah.
If you see, these are the skills you asked me the skills. These are the
Right.
skills you require: communication, relationship, empathy, listening, and self
Yeah.
control. Along with
Yeah.
good preparation, that will take you across the finishing line.
And in order to achieve this skill, right, communication, self-control, emotions, relationship, and so on, you suggesting that we should have we should start early to learn those skills through
Absolutely.
the soft.
You must start very early. You must start very
Must.
early learning the. Some people have a natural flair. Some people don't. Start early. Be aware that mindset. Okay, I am going to face this problem first. So start early. Read books. A lot of books available. Lot of movies. I strongly recommend you watch web series and movies. You can watch some movies where you get a lot of idea how people are communicating in difficult situations. There are bad movies. You know, it's bad movie. You can go and sleep. There's no problem.
Yeah.
That's good movies you can learn. You can go for a lot of lot of free trainings are there now, right? You have a lot of
Yeah.
webinars,
Yeah.
you have linked learn, Udemy. But your first mindset is be aware that this is what you need, these are the problems, and prepare early. I lost 12 years of my active, which is I would have lost 20 years of my active life, and I have never been able to recover. So you must start early, consistent practice, right mindset, that will really make you a winner.
Yeah. And one more, I feel, you correct me, that we should have a genuine interest to connect with people and talk with people and understand and learn from his perspective. That will give also wider perspective of ourselves. What do you think?
My CEO tells me like that. Initially, he said, copy what I'm doing. I still got confused. Copy what I'm doing? He said, that is the best way to learn. Copy, observe people, observe, copy what they are doing, and then what works for you, implement. That's the easiest way to learn. So you are very right.
Exactly.
Observe others. Everything may not work
Exactly.
for you. Some could not may not be liking. Whatever works, take it. But that's the easiest way. So that training, that student for life mentality, always learning through training, mentorships, observation, reviewing your performance is lifelong. And copying
Yeah.
others, as in observing others, as you correctly said, is also a very
Yeah.
vital tool. Agreed.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think well covered. I'm sure our audience has will follow this. So the third point, sir, basically today's, as you also said at the very beginning, right? The today's world is very competitive, and the lifelong learner become a natural norms today, right? And what do you think on that aspects? Of course, I also agree. But do you want to throw some light why did lifelong learning become more and more relevant today compared to since last 10 years, probably?
You can see it yourself, ChatGPT and AI. If you don't learn ChatGPT and AI, you won't survive in today's world.
Exactly.
It is all the
Exactly.
every day in IT technology is changing. You have to keep learning, otherwise you're finished. Simple.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
important point I want to tell you here.
Yeah.
That's where people make a mistake. The time management.
Yeah,
A
exactly. That is one. Yeah.
lot of people, why I know time management, I know the skills, but your learning is not a skill. Skill I can learn from internet or see my mobile, I can get it today. You don't have to go. But where you learn is how to implement time management, different perspectives in situations and scenarios where people have implemented how. For example, I am great in time management, everything is fine. But I have a very
Yeah.
dominant boss who will say, yeah, I want this done now. Your calendar goes for a toss. Correct? So the issue is not time management. The issue is something else. So when you hear different people's perspectives about the problems they have faced, how they solve, when you go for trainings or you hear people say, or as you said, observe people, listen to interviews, you'll get ideas on how they have implemented time management. That and the perspectives you get, you don't know. Today, what works for Nripa and Ashish will not work for somebody else. Maybe it will not work with my son or somebody. The same strategy doesn't work. It depends on situation. So as many perspectives as you can gather. So I keep gathering all the problems I faced in my life. I keep keeping a note and then see how I am solving it. And then with time, when I learn, I think I should have done differently. Then I get another similar situation that doesn't work. So the different perspectives is what you learn. You don't learn skills and theory. Theory, anybody can teach or learn. Perspectives, you go for training. People tells you their perspective, how they implemented time, how they implemented communication. And you never know which perspective works in which situation with what person. And every day people are changing. New people are coming. That is why lifelong learning is very important. Lifelong learning perspectives, not theory.
Exactly.
Another important thing I want to talk about learning here.
Yeah.
It is everything is about dealing with people, right? You agree? Every problem.
True.
So you have to build good relationship with people.
Yeah.
One of the ways to learn is to take feedback from them. What do you think I'm doing? And then you show them that you're improving. Not only do you get good feedback, because people, you get feedbacks, you work on those feedback, what happens? You improve because people are giving you feedbacks. And that also tells people that you're giving importance to them. And your relationship actually goes up. It's a strategic tool to build relationship with people and to improve yourself. So you must constantly be taking feedbacks. That build relationship, you are also improving because let's say I've learned communication. I think I'm speaking, but if I cannot get across to you, there is no point. So that's why you get feedbacks. So taking feedback is a very powerful tool to learn as well as build good relationship. And that is a part of lifelong learning.
Yeah, very true. The prospective part is very important, what I feel, sir, because
Very important.
I mean, very important. Whatever that attitude, I mean, or our communication approach, conflict management, everything underneath part is your perspective. How you look at the things, how it basically around the people, around the situations, that everything can be handled if you have a good and better perspective, isn't it?
Not whether you have many perspectives because the same perspective doesn't work in every case. Each situation is different. Oh, that's
Exactly.
what I learned. You try it out. That is what perspective. Let's see. You never know. You have a database. I attend so many trainings, time, communication, goals. I keep attending so many. I get different ways to think. Maybe I keep a note of all that, and maybe one day something will come of use. You never know.
Yeah. True. And coming back to your time management, I completely agree. But in today's, the distraction is more, right? Either it is job seekers or student. Probably, even for senior people like us, we are not so much of focus. We're distracted, and therefore, when a person is not focused, probably the time management will not happen so easily.
So the question is here, very interesting question from you. The focus needs to be defined. For example,
Exactly.
I cannot stay every day I watch 2 hours of movies. Every day. I use mobile constantly. I'm doing WhatsApp and all. Now, does it mean I'm defocused? I'm not defocused. I know that when I work out my time, I know that this is natural. This is going to happen. And I watch 2 movies to refresh myself because that's what I like. And I learn also from the movies. I have to 2 hours. So if I know I have to do this, I also know every day I'll face some roadblocks, uncertainty, which I've not planned. So if I know all of this, I plan my day accordingly. That's all to it. There's nothing called defocusing. To me, there's no called defocusing. Defocusing means I'm getting distracted in something else. Yeah, I know my mobile is not a distraction to me. I have to watch messages. Movies is not a distraction to me. But if I know all that, I know what I'm going to, how I'm going to plan. The major is uncertainty come, roadblocks come. And if you look at my calendar, every day, 40% of my time is open. I don't have back-to-back meetings. A lot of people put half an hour here, half an hour there. I have half my calendar free because I know something will come. So I don't have a problem with that. It's a question of what you want to do. Listen, watching a mobile or watching movies is a natural distraction. You can't say it's a distraction. It is a part of life now. Plan accordingly, that's all.
Yeah. I think we should define the goal. Not necessarily that it should be just throughout the life, but at least 3 4 years, and eventually you should also keep the flexible that you said, like to adopt as per the situations, isn't it?
That is where the third skill is very important. I talked of communication, which is a very
Right.
important skill. Building relationships, a very important skill. And this is
Yeah.
what I taught teaching leadership as, CRM, maturity. Your
Yeah.
maturity, your mindset is very important. You're responsible what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I may be consuming alcohol, or I may be taking tobacco. But if I know, okay, I know I have to control this, that is okay. That is what. What is maturity? Maturity is understanding what you have to do. Accepting and understanding is important. A part
Yeah.
of it. If you have that, I don't see a problem. You manage it. How you know there'll be distractions. So maturity says you know there'll be distractions. How much well you try, right? Suddenly I
Yeah.
watch some show like Kapil Sharma show and all comes, right? Some good clip comes and I will just spend the time to watch because it's good for me. It's not defocusing for me. But you know it's
Yeah.
going to happen. So you have planned your time accordingly. That maturity you must develop with time. That's why the mindset is important, where you know you're going to face problems like this. How you train your mind to do it, it all comes from there.
Thank you. So at the end of the day, the mindset is very important. That will come
Absolutely,
over a period
absolutely.
of that will
Another
come over a
mind
period of time. Yeah, but the self learning should be continued. That is what you were saying.
maturity, the mindset has to first take into account that the world is full of problems. When you
True.
know that, and do you know one other thing I want to tell you, when you talk of conflicts and problems, with whom we have the maximum problem, do you know? With ourselves. In our mind, research has said 60 to 80,000 thoughts cross our mind and all are in conflict. Should I do this? What to cook today? What to wear today? How much time we spend on all that? So the major problem is in our head. That's where the
Uh,
maturity, it is not with other people. Same way, you have to first get your head clear on what is it. It's your maturity is what. And another important thing is, when you talk of maturity, be clear from very beginning. You live in a lonely world. Nobody bothers about you. That
True.
means if a problem is affecting you, you have to find a solution. You are the problem, you are the solution.
Yeah.
So
That is your
clear
self.
mindset of the problems, accept it and work out. Second is you have to solve your problem. Nobody is there to help you.
Yeah.
And third is very little of this world is in your control. How much you control? Only a little percent. Even for me, I am the CFO of the company. Do I control profits? I can't control profit because sales doesn't happen, customer doesn't give sales. I can control profits. To say that I'm responsible for profit, I am responsible, but then I cannot control it. So that's why we say,
Yeah.
right, KPI should be in a control area. But what can I control is whatever I earn today, I will save that money to make the company financially secure. That is in my control. So you must
Yeah.
also know what you control, what you don't control. If you have a problem
Very
with
true.
somebody, you don't control. So you are already prepared to face
Yeah.
it. So good preparation, outlook, that maturity part from very beginning and prepare accordingly is the key. Mindset. Maturity is nothing but mindset, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing also you touched upon, right? That most of the problems is us. If we don't have much clarity, we don't have much uh, uh, thought process better. I think most of the problems
Absolutely.
cannot
The maximum problem is
cannot be.
what we will
Yeah.
do today should be. You will see yourself. Maximum problem is no clarity in our own mind.
Very true. Yeah. I think it
Build that
is
clarity.
well.
Clarity building cannot come at my age of 60. It has to start at 20.
Very true. And that
Because
is
your
what
mind is
you are.
already built up.
Yeah, that is what you emphasize on the self leadership part, right? In your leadership.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you want to throw some light, basically, what it mean by
Yeah. Today, world, you have to be, everybody is a leader, right?
true? Yeah.
What is leadership? People talk of team leadership. I should guide my team. I should motivate my team. I should do what? Leadership is leading yourself first. Do we know how to lead ourselves? I talked about that. My self-leadership is primarily on that. First, know to lead yourself. Yes, there is a team
Exactly.
leadership aspect, but you don't know to lead yourself. How can you even say that you are a team leader? You're not a team leader because you have not. And that was my problem in the first 10 years. I thought
Yeah.
I was a chartered accountant, chip on my shoulder, I can manage anything, and I fell flat on the ground. Complete disaster. I built toxic
Because
relationship with people. Nobody wanted to work with me. That's when I realized I was not leading myself.
yeah,
And that
very
was
true.
the stem of my book, Self Leadership. And self
Yeah.
leadership primarily focuses on three: CRM, customer relationship maturity. These are the three components. And that was why I brought this first book, Navigating the Dark Hole. And I understood that problems will come every day. Problems will come every day, and challenges will come. I can challenge anybody who says there are no problems. Every day there are different, and the magnitude could be different. So that I was
Mm,
clear with my experience. And then to
mm,
solve it, you have to solve it yourself by leading yourself.
yeah.
With my experience, disastrous experience, after 2000, I started with that knowledge, I started getting better, but I already lost 10 years. I didn't want people to lose it. I don't want even now. That's why the book, Navigating the Dark Hole, where how you can implement CRM is very detailed mentioned.
Thank you. I'll go through your book definitely. I have gone partly. Yeah, I think well said. The self leadership part as well. I think that applies to everyone, student, job seekers, and yeah,
Anybody. Your sphere could
profession.
concept,
Yeah,
no, principles are the same.
exactly. And basically, the last point, right? You also struggle to get the first job. I understand. Probably, and we myself also have gone through. All of us. Probably, do you want to share your personal journey to get the first jobs? And what are the challenges, how you were able to overcome those, and how you managed to get the job finally?
Strangely enough, my first job was not a problem. Why?
Yeah.
Because I was already an article clerk because I was doing CA. So I was
Oh,
maybe I do articleship. So the firm knew me, and
okay.
people where I audited knew me, and they
Yeah.
liked. So that getting the first job was not the problem. Getting the
Yeah.
second job was the disaster for me. Because the first job I got in, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I flat. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted. Getting the second job, that when I shifted industry in 2000, because I worked
Yeah.
10 years in one company, that's where the trouble was. It was very, very difficult for me because I did not know what to do, and I was totally lost at that stage. So I had
Yeah.
to again restart my life to
Yeah.
really slowly,
Oh,
slowly
really?
learn in the development and slowly get in, build my credibility. It took a long time. And so between 2000 and 2003, I changed one or two because I didn't like the job. They didn't like me. And finally, this is where I've settled now. So the
No,
second,
but can you yeah, can you yeah, please share that experience with the for second job you get?
so the first job was disastrous. I didn't want to work. I no longer wanted to work with them, and they are not interested to work. So then I was really totally
Yeah.
frustrated.
i- In spite of having such a good technical experience you have, right?
It is of no use. That technical, I have technical experience, but the technical needs to be molded with that communication, people management skills, as I did not
Oh.
have. But then the first 10 years, the 10 years was actually why I learned. From those, you learn only from failures. You learn from those experiences. I learned a lot. 10 years, how to deal with people, what I should not do. That is important. And after
Mm,
2000, I started building myself up slowly, keeping those parameters in mind. That is
mm,
very important, where I learned, especially the CRM. What I tell in my book and even in my second book, Sandwich, is what I have gone through, what I have
mm,
implemented. Once I
mm,
learned CRM, I understood that and I picked up those skills, it became easier for me. There's
mm.
no question about it. But yeah, the job seeking the second time was very difficult for me. So these
And
are the three skills which helped me. My technical skill was always there. I'm a
yeah.
C. I've got very good hold on numbers. I can see it. But I don't boast of that. I boast through it through my work, through using CRM. There's so much in CRM, building our credibility, talking to people. I actually, with that a bitter experience of the 10 years, from 2000 to 2003, I started implementing CRM in different ways. And that is what has actually brought me where I am today.
Yeah. So you are saying either as a professionals or as a job seeker or a student,
Anybody,
that CRM is very important, which basically
anybody. It's all principle. And I highly recommend people they should read my book, Navigating the Dark Hole, as well as my second book, Sandwiched. Because Sandwiched, the second book is also what people will face in the long run. In the long run, what happens? The second book, which is Sandwiched, is you are a person, you have a team under you, you have your boss, you are always sandwiched. You don't know what to do. Your boss is saying something, your team is a regular situation, you're all sandwiched. So when you're sandwiched, what happens? You have to become so strong that the stuffy portion inside the sandwich, club sandwich, I call it, is what is making the taste of the sandwich, correct? You have to become that taste. You can only become that taste if you follow CRM. One. Second thing also, when you have a club sandwich, there's a stick which is holding the club sandwich, right? That stick can prick you or it is holding the organization together. You have to be that. So if you want to be that, you have to practice self-leadership and CRM, which is also in my second book. Plus, in my second book, I also cover as when you become a team leader, what you should do. So the first book is Navigating Dark Hole is only self-leadership. Second is self-leadership and beyond.
Yeah. So for the better clarity for my audience, right? Self leadership, I'm sure myself also understood, and audience will understand, which is nothing but try to learn yourself, try to learn how to lead yourself, right? Be yourself as a good leader rather than to manage someone else, right? And CRM is basically what can you
So
repeat again?
self-leadership, leading self is
Yeah.
CRM, communication, relationship, maturity.
Okay. So better communications, better relationship with colleagues, and maturity, of course, will come over a period of time. But
There is
you
a
should
lot
under
of communication. It is just not better communication. It's a lot. Communication is
yeah, yeah,
not about speaking. It is about achieving results.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I highly recommend to people to read my two books. You'll understand what is communication, what I mean by relationship, what I mean by maturity. So self-leadership components are CRM. C for communication, R for relationship, M for maturity.
Okay. I think yeah. Well said, sir. So
Whereas the second book, Sandwich, covers CRM again. One. In addition, it covers as a team leader, what are your responsibilities towards your team? That is
yeah,
one part I've covered. And secondly, how you as a team leader contribute to building the culture of the organization. These are the
yeah,
two additional parts I've covered in my second book.
yeah. Culture is so important because
Very important.
I
And
recently moved to New
the
Zealand,
myth
right?
that founders and executive leadership does culture. Everybody contributes to culture. Everybody builds culture.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, my
Because
next post will be on
exactly, I look
culture.
at the team members. Yeah, sorry. I look at the team members here, right? Some of the young colleagues, I mean, at the age of 26, the way she or he is demonstrating her sense of sharing, sense of empowering others, I
Exactly.
mean, that has evolved as part of the culture within the team, whatever she has learned, right? Over so that
Yeah.
culture has contributed more and more productivity to each of us in the team.
Absolutely. If you look at the whole world, if you go to US, it is right hand drive, correct?
Yeah,
And in India, left hand drive.
yeah.
Can you drive the opposite in India and US? You can't, right? Because the
No, yeah,
environment is
exactly.
created. Everybody contributes to the environment. The managers, each person, culture, how you build, how you contribute to the culture. I have included in my second book, Sandwich, along with self leadership and team leadership.
Yeah, yeah. I think well said. Probably last part of these conversations. In today's industry, right? Of course, technology and functional areas evolving very fast. But still, for job seekers in India, especially, do you share some of your thought process around which are the skills will be much demand in the business domain side or functional side, or if you know technical side as well?
Technical side, I don't know much, but technical
Yeah,
knowledge is important. But I can say definitely from the perspective of IT, the two skills I'll definitely recommend are picking up the business intelligence and data science skills that are very important, and
yeah,
knowing chat GPT and automation, how to use that. Because Now let a lot of frameworks and all I hear. The real hardcore coding will go out, but this will come. Apart from that, what is required at the functional level is consulting. People don't look at, people listen to you, okay, how you can give solutions to me. So consulting skills are very, apart from, of course, communication, relationship, maturity building is all there. But I would say focus on consulting. In the technical, whatever you must use data science, data intelligence, and AI, how to use that in whichever area you are. Good consult that you don't go to people with problem, you go with solutions. How you do build that, that is very important. And there's another skill which is important. And today, everything, lot of people I see, they say I spend 2 hours extra here. Or there's a rework happening. I'm talking about IT because I know IT. But do they know what that costs the company? So what you do, what is the implication to the company? So you must know finance, for what I call a non-finance manager, the cost implication of every step what you do. You must also know that. Then only you will be able to understand, okay, if I do one, what does it mean? So understanding finance, non-finance is also a skill. It is important because everything today is measured in terms of profit and cost.
True. Yeah. Thank you so much. I think it was very fruitful conversations, I believe. Basically, we cover about the skills that required, soft skill and hard skills, the different challenges, conflict management, communications, attitude. I think if our audience takes your points, probably sooner or later, they will definitely get the job. That is my confidence. So with this note, sir, thank you so much for your valuable time and insights.
My pleasure. Thank you to you as well.
Yeah, looking forward to connecting with you again. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.